Evening all, Chief Prepper here. It's Thursday night. I did a short video earlier. But, oftentimes I've been on here and I say 90-10. 90% food insecurity and everything else has to squeeze into that 10%. Some of you might be like, I don't know about that. Well, one, there has to be a guard 24 hours a day. Two, on the food side, even if you're a prepper, you're going to have to hunt and you're going to have to fish. So if the world goes to shit, I'm gonna have to learn how to eat fish, and I fucking hate fish. Alright. So you don't just wake up one day and start doing that. So I say 90-10, you're still like, really it ain't that hard. You have to imagine every day or every other day where you're going out looking for food. Alright? Let's say hypothetically I just went hunting. I really can't hardly do it anymore, but you gotta shoot your gun before you go, or you should, to make sure the bullets are your gun and your scope, and then in my case a laser is set to 100 yards. I can shoot out further than that, but it's zeroed in the center of the crosshairs on the scope at 100 yards. And then the laser is in the crosshairs at 100 yards. So the laser is no good after 100 yards, and up close the bullet's going to go high. Right? So that's, in my case, that's an hour. And that's if I don't have to make any adjustments, go in, check into the range with my gun, get on my lane, look at the target and make sure there's no holes, because sometimes people shoot the fucking target they're not aiming at because they're trying to zero a gun that's way off. Alright, shoot 3, 4, 5 rounds, make sure that it's still going where I need it to go. In this case I put 3 inside of a quarter at 100 yards, and then I had 3 wide, still within a baseball. When I pack up, leave the range, come back home, so that's an hour. Realize if your shit hits the fan, you're gonna have to have a range closer to the house, and then the problem with that is when you shoot your gun off, people are gonna hear it. So, and then, are you driving to where you're going? Are you walking? How close is the closest game? In my case, it's a ways. Shoot nobody's cow. That's a damn sure way to get hung up, strung up. Alright. I actually haven't seen too many deer. We see them on the road here pretty soon. The deer season's going to start, and they're going to start congregating close to the road so nobody shoots at them there. But it's 5 to 10 miles away to see one. Then there's still going to be landowners, so you ain't going to want to be hopping fences. So then you got to talk about, you got to have outdoorsy gear. Right now, the hunt that I just went on, it's an easy hunt. When I'm tired, I'd say, fuck it, go back to my van, crawl into it after I crank up my generator and go sleep. When you're hunting because you're hungry, you need food, specifically protein. You might stay out there 2 or 3 days trying to get something. I mean, my buddy hunted hard this past trip. We were supposed to go up to Waco the second day, and I bailed on him. I came home, and he went up there and hunted until 1:30. He really wants a pig. We haven't gotten a pig in a while. Almost 2 years again. That's how long it was before we got the last one, and I got the last one. And then the lady that we hunt on the land in Caldwell, it's 3.5 hours away from me. It's an hour and a half for him, and Waco is an hour for him, and Waco is 4.5 hours for me driving with some traffic, because you can't go anywhere in Texas anymore without traffic. Got to load the van. That's a generator. I already have the van set up for camping, but I have to put a cooler in there for holding the pig carcass, gas can for the generator, backpack with overnight clothes for 2 or 3 days in case we're staying 2 or 3 days. I also put my get home bag in there, cowboy hat to make sure all the weapons lights work. Make sure you got backup laser batteries. Make sure you got headlamps charged. In my case, I carry an emergency radio, food, snacks, drinks, Camelback, water. When I say drinks, I mean like sodas and Gatorades. In my case, Gatorade Zero. And diet sodas or zero sodas if I can find them. Stop and eat on the way up, get gas. So you got to do all that loading, plus a chair, plus a field chair. When I say field chair, it's the one I sit in the woods when I'm hunting, and then I have a different chair that I sit in back at like base camp. Camp lanterns, a towel, a water jug, and then knives and cutting tools, a machete, a camp axe that are razor sharp to chop up a pig if we get one. He carries the hoist now, but I have a hoist too. What else? Headlamps for red lamps for hunting, and then a white lamp for if we get a pig and we're going to cut it up so you can see what you're doing. I have a hitch haul on my van. All right, so you need to understand that it's not going to be, when I say 90% security of food, it's not going to be food like you think. And even if you have food, you need to be going out fishing and hunting, because you need to make what you have last as long as you can. And realize that you may have to leave. So I'll do some more demos. I've got some more. I was going to try and take a short video, but it just wasn't enough time to look at what my get up is when I'm hunting, because it's not the same as body armor wise. And then, do you have a large garden cart? Down here in Texas, Northern Tool has got a garden cart that I want to get. I've got one that I've had since the early 2000s, but it's a rust bucket now, and it's eventually going to give out on me. But the one I want is the same thing. It's just new. So early 2000s, so it's 20 years old. Alright, so have you pulled a cart? Not up and down hills, but over uneven terrain. It makes a lot of noise. And then, if you're bugging out, if you're not on a motorcycle, or if you're not in a car, if you're walking, you're not going to want to be walking with body armor, or if you got your body armor on, you ain't going to have your pack on, so you're going to need a cart or something. Have you pulled one? I said most people in America right now can't walk 5 miles, and fat fucks certainly can't. There's nothing wrong with that if that's how you want to be, but things get hard, you're going to be one of the dead ones. So 90-10, so it's 90% on food and security, and along with food goes water. Can you purify water? Have you actually done it? I have not. It's on my list of things to do. Use activated charcoal. You gotta have sand of some kind. You gotta have rocks. They say the best way to do it is put it through a plant planter, and then when the water comes out the bottom, a lot of the sediment and stuff will be filtered out. When I say planter, I mean something with plants and dirt, all the things I just talked about. So, do you have outdoor cooking? Can you cook over a wood fire? Cast iron cookware. Right? When I say 90-10 and 90% security on food, it's not just about weapons, guns, and lights and stuff, and hunting and fishing. You got to be able to prepare that food. Have you done it? I can cook fish. I haven't done it in a long time, but I know how. And I've got cast iron cookware. And my wife knows how to tell when fish is done, so I'll use that expertise. I still have not processed the chicken. All the chickens are laying again. For a while they weren't laying, but I think it was because one of the black hens was sitting on eggs. And they get all goofy when they're doing that. I said a long time. I demonstrated a sling that can accommodate your body armor. You got a backpack, a sling that can accommodate your backpack. Do you have binoculars? Because the best way to fight is to not fight. You wonder what that means? The best way is to avoid conflict if you can. If you can't, then be lethal. Right? Because, the episode 1 of Daryl Dixon when he's in France is a demonstration of how when shit hits the fan, you're going to come across people. When he came across the first set of people he got tangled up with, he was actually trying to avoid when he backed into a string of cans, or a string with a bunch of cans on that made noise. So the people he was trying to avoid knew he was there. And then from there, things went south. They presented a certain picture that wasn't honest. They acted like they were going to be friends with him, and then they fucking beat him up and robbed him. Well, actually, he saved the girl. She killed another guy, and then the old man bopped him. And then the old man was acting like he was blind. Apparently, he wasn't blind. But they killed 2 people with some gang, and the gang tracked down the old man and the girl. Daryl Dixon was saved by a nun. Gang members tracked them down. Dixon was leaving, and then they got into a big fight. But the issue is avoiding people is going to be better than fighting with them. And then if you can't avoid them and you have to interact with them, you need to understand you don't know if you can trust who they are or who they're presenting they are. About come to the conclusion, me and my wife, when my dad moves on and he gets the call from God that we may leave, and some of that is predicated on the current world situation, some of it is predicated on other things. I don't want to be in transition when the balloon goes up, and you don't know when the balloon is going to go up, but it seems like it's going to do it soon. We may have to hunker down right here. And we will see what happens. But I know this much. She and I together are stronger. But her and I alone, just 2 people. It's hard to survive with just 2 people. People say you can. It's long days when it's like that. They're going to be long days anyway, but they're even longer when there's just 2. And if you're just by yourself, it's the longest days of your life. Make sure you can make fire multiple different ways. Fire starter, fire stick, magnesium sticks, lighters if you got them, butane lighters, and they butane refuel thing don't weigh very much. So, what else? Make sure you're getting ready. I went to the store today and I spent about $80 more than I wanted to. I found two packs of CR123As, which I need. I was down to like 1 or 2, so now I got 4. And those probably last 4 or 5 years, assuming I don't have to use them, because I'm think I got like 10 5 years ago, and I'm down to 1. So now I got 4. I also bought some CR 2032 batteries. My wife uses the shit out of those. And then I got, while I was there, I went and looked, and I got 2 boxes of Sudafed and 2 more bottles of Robitussin. They went from having none to having, a decent amount with all the talk on YouTube of that shit being removed. I'm like, no, we'll get some more. And here in about a week and a half, I'll go and probably buy 2 and 2. Keep stacking it at the house. Me and my wife haven't been sick since. Well, I got sick with COVID twice. First time about killed me. Second time was just a cough. I got exposed to COVID, the new COVID. I'm going to say 2 weeks. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago, because last Friday I was tied up with my wife in her race. So, if I have it, it's not been an issue. So, I know the guy had it because he said he had it, and then he was out coughing and out with people. I'm like, what are you doing? You're just making the race stronger. But anyway, yeah, I would stock up on cold medicines. Even if it's expired, it's probably still safe to take. So, I'm not saying that I'm not a medical advisor or anything, but it's like anything else. Everything's got a shelf life, and it still works. It's just diminished power. But do your own research on that. So that's just my opinion. That's not medical advice. What else? I was trying very hard to watch episode 5 of The Wheel of Time on Amazon Prime, but I get into it and I can hear it for a little while, then I hear a pop, and then the audio goes out. So I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know if it's my internet or what. Anyway, information is knowledge and power. Live a little, prep a lot. Balance it. You gotta still live. You need to have fun. You need to do stuff. It's a struggle every damn day. Chief Prepper out.